Okay, I always start talking after 20 seconds, and that just leaves me no time to talk otherwise. So, today, we're going to be covering the MLB Wild Card Round and also NBA Finals Game 1. It'll be an interesting discussion. Yeah, let's get into it, and I'm going to shut up because we got 5 seconds left. I was hoping you would say something there.
Oh, okay. Welcome, everybody. Episode coming off our last Allied Shorts. That is AJ Herschel. And for some reason, he wanted me to say something first, so I'm good with it. My name is Cademan Bauer, and I'm hoping someone's watching this.
Yeah,
so it'll be really funny.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Yeah, so there you go. There's your intro from Cademan. Today we'll be talking about the wild card round for MLB and Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Literally 5 minutes ago, we just did an Allied Rivals Shorts. That is not it. Allied Rivals Shorts, this time in our favorite uniforms from the NFL, NBA, and MLB. And trust me, there are some really, really clean jerseys in there. So you guys should totally go check them out. I'm sorry, Hartford Whaler fans. It was a no throwbacks day, so we didn't have any of those. But anyway, if it's all the same to you, Cademan, I think we go ahead and get into it, unless you got something to say.
I think we go ahead and get into it.
All right, sounds good.
Let's do it.
Well, we have no news. We have no news except for one piece of news.
Oh, one piece of news.
Doc Rivers, after getting fired by the Clippers, is now the coach of the 76ers. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't see that coming, but I probably should have. I mean, experienced head coach, playoff experience. Sixers have had problems for years. I think it makes sense. What do you think?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, who's the 76ers last coach? Was it Brett Brown?
Brett Brown, yeah, that sounds right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, he's more experienced than Brett Brown for sure. But I don't know if he's going to make a huge difference. I'm kind of wondering at this point. Like they still Brett Brown's still a great coach.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of wondering at this point, is their team not good enough? I mean, do you need? I mean, obviously you need Ben Simmons full healthy.
For sure.
And Joel Embiid isn't as good as he once was.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you just have to get a lot of younger players and start training them up.
Mm-hmm. Trust the process again.
I think so.
Sixers fans are gonna hate that.
I don't think there's much else to do, but
okay.
You know, it could work. Could work out.
Well, speaking of the NBA, however, Game 1 of the highly, highly anticipated NBA Finals between LeBron and AD's Los Angeles Lakers, and I don't even know what to call them at this point. LeBron, Anthony Davis, and the house for NBA veterans who've been around for 20 years versus Jimmy Butler's Miami Heat and everyone under the age of 26. And the Heat got smacked 116-98. Like we talked about this before. We thought this might be a figure it out game for the Lakers because, I mean, they dropped games to Portland and Houston, but they just kind of steamrolled over the Heat. What were your first reactions to the game, Cademan?
Yeah, well, when I was first kind of watching it, I was noticing that the Heat always have a good start, like a really great – especially first quarter, and they did. I know they started the game like 23-10 or 23-8, something like that. They were winning by a lot, and they kept that going for a while. But all of a sudden I saw, hey, Anthony Davis is starting to score a lot. And you know what? LeBron is too. And then you had guys like Danny Green and Alex Caruso scoring a lot too. And Anthony Davis and LeBron James and Dwight Howard as well off the board were incredible, especially starting that second half. I just noticed that the Lakers never really had like a crazy time when they were playing ridiculous defense or when they were just shooting a ton of threes and making them all. I felt like it was more they had a slow start and then they came back slowly but steady, you know? And that won them the game because they played lockdown defense on Jimmy Butler. And Jay Crowder and Bam Amadeo scored 20 points combined, which is like half.
Well, keep in mind, Bam got injured. Remember, he got injured halfway through the game.
That's right. Bam did get injured, but still, Jay Crowder usually see a better performance.
True.
So now I'm wondering, since Bam is injured, is that over? Is it over for me? I don't know, AJ. What were your reactions?
Yeah, for me, I think watching the game, the Heat went on a 13-0 run in the first quarter, if you remember. And I thought, okay, this is what the Heat do. They get hot at random moments for just about no reason. And boom, that's how they win. Good team chemistry, good passing, good everything. All of that ended immediately after they scored 23 points. I think the biggest thing in this one was without Bam, the Lakers could not get boards. The Heat could not get boards. Lakers got 22 more rebounds than the Heat did, 62-40. And everything else, three-point percentage was close. Field goal percentage was close. Miami Heat only turned the ball over 8 times, but they could not crash the boards. Anthony Davis, even Tyler Hero tried his best, but it just wasn't enough. LeBron and AD killed it. Now, granted, yes, the Heat did not have Bam for half the game.
Yeah.
Yes, they didn't have Goran Dragic for 3 out of 4 quarters of the game. So they were playing shorthanded, to be fair. But I was really kind of expecting a little bit more from the Miami Heat just in terms of effort. The Lakers made 15 3-pointers on them. Most of those came in the first half. They got out-rebounded. They got outscored. They got out-hustled, I think, for the entire game. And unfortunately, since he didn't have his whole roster of position players with him, Jimmy Butler can't sit by and have 25-point games. He needs to score 40 points if Bam and Dragic aren't going to play. If they play, they've got an easier time. I think they've got a better chance. But if they stay out for an extended period of time, Jimmy Butler's going to have to turn it up to 11.
Yeah, and one other thing I was noticing from that game is it wasn't just the rebounds. It was the assists. The Lakers, I mean, LeBron James, king of all assists, he was getting the ball everywhere.
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
Going all over the court. And once Bam was injured, it was hard for Jimmy Butler to distribute that ball around.
True.
And so you had one of your starters, Duncan, not scoring at all, getting only 4 rebounds.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson did nothing. He did nothing that game.
He was stopped the whole game. He was played. He would constantly try to go to the hole, or he would try to shoot, and he would shoot his hand. There would be a hand in his face. He would go down. He'd get stuffed or something. It was a Lakers dominating game slowly.
Absolutely. So, Cademan, if you're the Heat, what do you need to do? Let's say you get Dragic and Bam back. What do you need to do to contain LeBron and AD?
If you get Dragic and Bam back, I think you have a much better chance. But are they getting Dragic and Bam back?
Dragic is questionable. Doubtful is what they're listed as right now. I think Dragic had a tear in his foot, I think. So he's doubtful, as is Bam. Neither of them are 100%.
Yeah, so, okay, I'll start with if they were playing. If they were playing, I think you got to get Duncan Robinson going off hot early because and Jimmy Butler. But I think assists, like getting the ball all around, really helps, like everywhere, just as much as rebounds. But since they are probably not going to play, you probably have Tyler Hero coming up, starting. And I'm guessing they put Andre Iguodala. I think that's right.
I think so.
That's what I'm thinking. And so Andre will help with rebounds probably. Tyler Hero is a great 3-point shooter. So and he's great at distributing the ball too. So that should help some. But what I'm worried about is still the rebounds. Like you said, the Lakers putting up crazy rebounds, 62-40, I believe you said. And I think they could even do better than that if they're not playing Bam for half the game and Goran. So I think the Heat almost have no chance at this point.
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree. As much as I really wanted this to be a competitive series, it's looking less and less with Bam and Dragic out. And to the credit of the Heat, their starting five did pretty good. Dwight Howard had 8 rebounds. Danny Green had 11 points. Like, it definitely was the Anthony Davis and LeBron show, as it normally is, but they had decent support, something you don't always see from LA compared to the Heat. They had no support because they didn't have anything.
Yeah. I mean, once you saw once Bam got injured and then Dragic, you had Tyler Hero scoring 14 and Kendrick Nunn 18, but by the time they were scoring a lot, it was too late.
Yep.
The Lakers weren't even playing defense at that point. So even though it looks like, I mean, it was less than a 20-point game, if the Lakers would have been playing defense for the very end of the fourth quarter, it could have been even way better.
Yeah. This is one of those games where it's less than 20 points, but it's like, was it really? It's like the Packers-Vikings game was a 15-point game.
No.
But was it really? No.
They put in their backups. No.
Exactly. No. Garbage time points makes everything look better, but at the end of the day, the Heat have to step it up, I think. Yep. Well, that's our wrap up. Game 2 is, of course, tomorrow night. Hopefully, it'll be something different and something actually fun to watch, because this last one was, it was painful. I did other stuff the rest of the day, I'm going to be honest, during the second half. After that, after midway through the third quarter, man, it was all over for me. But something that hasn't been boring has been the MLB Wild Card Best of 3. And it's been a little bit predictable, but there have been some things that kind of came out of the blue. Do you want to start with AL or NL, Cade?
Let's start with your AL.
Okay, we'll go with the AL. So first of all, I think to no one's surprise, the Yankees beat the Indians. I think to no one's surprise, 2-0. I was shocked with, I think they got 6 runs off of Shane Bieber game 1, though. They really got runs early, and that's what clinched it for them.
They did. Yeah, the starting line, you just saw hit after hit, double after double continuously. Like, gee, what's going on?
Yeah. Yep. Next up, Tampa Bay Rays and the Blue Jays. I think another one we all expected. Blue Jays are going to be good in like 1 to 3 years. They're decent now, but not enough. Rays pitching, defense, absolutely dominant. There's a reason why they're the top of the AL East.
Yep. And then you had you had
you good.
The Sox and the A's. And I know you're very sad about this. You want to just give like a quick sum up of what you think happened there?
Sure. Our defense kind of failed us. Our pitching kind of failed us. Giolito had a great game. That gave me a lot of hope. Dallas, our arguably best pitcher, struggled game 2. And then we just let the A's get hot today. We let the A's get hot this afternoon. I mean, Jose Abreu, it's 400 plus home run. All right, let's go. Then they score 6 runs in 2 innings. And I think it's the rest of the rotation. We've got Giolito, we've got Dallas, but the rest of the rotation is either young or not great. I think this will be good experience for him. But yeah, it's a little rough there. Rough. But anyway, one thing I can be excited about, the Twins are out of the playoffs. I feel so bad about that. What happened, Cade? The Twins are the team that hit all the time. What happened?
I legit have no clue what on earth with them.
Yeah, I'd actually like to give you a rate.
I mean, they weren't playing bad defense.
They
just could not hit the ball.
Yeah. This is for Verlander here if you're the Astros, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, I got a number for you, by the way. October 5th, 2004. Do you know what that is?
I'm guessing I don't, but can I take a guess?
Go ahead, take a guess.
Okay, I'm going to take a guess.
Don't Google it.
I honestly have no clue.
That is the last time the Twins won a playoff game. They have the longest active streak in, I think, the major sports leagues in America without
Really?
a playoff win. Just a win.
Oh, yep,
Just a
that's
win.
Minnesota sports for you.
18 years. That's rough. I feel bad for him.
So,
Now, let's go ahead and move on to the NL, however. First off, Cardinals and Padres are locked in at 6-6 right now. St. Louis took game one. Cade, what were your reactions after seeing Slam Diego go down 7-4?
I was not sure what to think.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the San Diego was not playing defense. Felt like their pitching after starting wasn't solid. And I think once they just started going through a couple more pitchers and then closing, it was just kind of a joke by that point.
Interesting.
Well, here's another thing. There were many times I saw when they had guys on base and then they couldn't get runs in.
Runners left in scoring position.
Guys on first and second, first and third, whatever it may be, and they just could not get a guy home.
True. I do think the other thing with the Padres is they let the Cardinals get up early. Game one, Cardinals scored, what was it? I don't even remember. Game one, I think they scored 4 runs in the first inning.
Yeah, I think that's right.
You can't let the Cardinals get up on you early. And, I mean, today, Adam Wainwright had a decent few innings, but in relief, Cardinals have really struggled. Now the Padres are tied 6-6 right now. Do you think they have a chance to bring this back?
I mean, I kind of want to say, well, I hope they do. I hope they bring it back because Manny Machado is playing great. Fernando Tatis Jr. as well, which were both MVP candidates. And you still have a pretty solid team behind them, it seems like. What I'm wondering is, are guys like, Colton Wong, it seems like he is the guy that he doesn't always get a hit, but he gets a ton of RBIs.
Really? Yeah.
It looks like he has 3 today.
Yeah.
So he is definitely a key factor in their offense. And then you have guys like Dylan Carlson and Yadier Molina hitting great. I don't know. It's hard to know.
It is tough.
What do you think?
I think Diego's got the power to bring it back for sure. When you've got Machado and Tatis and everybody else in that roster, you definitely have a chance to bring it back. But it's going to be tough for sure. You got to get past that Cardinals pitching. But if their relief just keeps acting like they are right now, it's going to be rough. Let's move on to the next one. Braves sweep the Reds 5-0.
Yeah.
Today, or 2-0, but they swept them 5. They finished it off 5-0 today. Any surprise there?
No.
Yeah.
Honestly not. The Braves were just mostly, not completely, but mostly consistent through the season. I mean, it was a short season, so it's not too hard to be inconsistent. But the Reds were just kind of wobbling throughout the season. And I think that the Braves just had more skill this year. Yeah. Purely more skill. They were just the better team. Freddie Freeman playing great. And Ronald Acuna Jr. I love the guy. He's so cool. He's such a great athlete. And then you have a million other guys. And, I mean, it just looks lopsided.
Interesting.
And
sorry, good.
No, I think that, I mean, they'd have to have at least one more star on the Reds to really thrive and get those big RBIs and big hits. But what were you going to say?
Yeah, for me, I think the biggest thing was the Braves pitching kind of cleaned up. Max Fried and Ian Anderson had great starts, but we knew that they were definitely the big starters. But the relief of the Braves, the Reds, the Cincinnati Reds, they were inconsistent hitters, but no Shogo Akiyama, no Nicholas Castellanos, no Eugenio Suarez. Even Mike Moustakas couldn't get anything going. None of them. The Braves pitching was lights out, and that was our worry. If they're going to play like this throughout the postseason, I have a lot of confidence they can be World Series contenders. Now, granted, to the Reds, they brought them to 13 innings, game one. Credit to them. They had a lot of runners left in scoring position, though. The Braves clutched it out. I think that's what you just got to say. Braves clutched it out game one, finished it off game two. I think that's all I can say.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at you had yesterday, you had, I believe, in total 2 hits. No, that's wrong. 2 hits and 2 walks. That's almost unheard of playing against playoff team.
Yeah. We got a couple people in the comment section. First of all, we got Tvisker 13 says, "What's up? What's up?" Nathan Anderson says, "Caleb." Not sure if he's mentioning a player or anything here, but what's up, Nathan? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to both of you. Let us know, what do you guys think of the NBA Finals and the MLB Wild Card Round right now? Let us know what you think of that. So now, Caden, we get down to my other team, and then your team as well.
All right, let's go with your team first.
Okay. So the Cubs are down 1-0 because we could not hit for the life of us on the Miami Marlins. Marlins got lucky with 1 or 2 home runs off of Kyle Hendricks. It happens, but our offense was so disappointing. I cannot stress that enough. Bryant's coming off of injury, but no one got hits. Not Schwarber. We had 4 hits the whole game. Ian Happ had himself a nice little game over there. But Rizzo, Schwarber, we brought in Billy Hamilton later in the game. Javi, nobody could get hits. Man, that was so annoying.
Yeah. What was the guy's name pitching? Was it Sanchez?
Hendricks? Oh, for them? It was Sandy Alcantara who started for them.
Oh, okay. Couldn't remember his name. Sorry, thank you. No one was getting hits, like you said. No one was getting hits. It was like the Mike Moustakas game. He was not getting hits at all. It was very similar, very similar. I mean, it looked better because you had Ian Happ getting a couple hits. You had Contreras doing something, and Javi usually pulls off one. But, I mean, usually you see Rizzo or Bryant and or Schwarber.
Someone
else, and it did not happen. And I was so surprised because I thought the Cubs might sweep this.
Yeah.
And, they could still win. But I think they would have a much better chance if this was a 5 or 7 game series. And this is a 3, what? I don't know if I like it, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got a couple people in the comment section again. Brett D says, "Rip Cubs." Now, here's the thing. I don't think it's over. We've got Yu Darvish on the mound, Cy Young potential winner here in game 2. The game was postponed today due to rain, but I think we got a chance. We can get hot and make hits. If Darvish is pitching lights out like he normally does, I think we have a chance, especially to 3. After that, it's iffy. David J. Hill says, hello to you too, sir.
Hello, David.
Guys, let us know what you think about the NBA Finals and also MLB Wild Card. But now, K-Man, it's time to talk about your team, and that's the Milwaukee Brewers, who probably got the worst draw out of anyone because they have to face the LA Dodgers. They went down 4-2 in game 1, and they just started. They're in the top of the second right now, 0-0. Go ahead, say whatever you need to about this one.
Yeah, so I mean, you had the the Dodgers scoring a lot of runs early, and again, mainly because of pitching fault. It seems like, and I was surprised they didn't put Woodruff or Corbin Burns in, but you just had the Dodgers scoring a lot really early in the game. I don't remember exactly how early that was.
3 runs in the first 2 innings, yep.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you had the Brewers scoring 1, and then they would get I think there were at least 3 different times when they had, I think 2 guys on base, and they could not get them to go slide to home plate. And it was just because they would get to the strong part in the lineup. 3 guys would get a hit or a couple guys would get walked, whatever. They'd get on base. And then a strikeout or a pop fly. And it just kept happening and kept happening. Yeah. They scored 2 runs in total, but against the Dodgers team, that's not going to get you anywhere. I mean, right now you have them 0-0, second game, middle of the second. That doesn't mean anything. The Dodgers still have 7 innings, and I mean, so do the Brewers, but they still both have 6 or 7 innings to do something. But I'm kind of looking at Mookie Betts right now, and I think he's going to do something crazy this game.
Interesting. All right. Well, we'll say that. That's your prediction. Betts is going to do something crazy. Man, the Brewers, I mean, they barely scraped into the playoffs. And honestly, the playoffs this year it's expanded because of COVID, obviously. Yeah. So, the bottom 3 teams probably wouldn't do as well in the playoffs. We know that. But anyway, I'm worried about granted, Yelich got 2 hits in game 1. He actually showed up finally. But he needs to do that again today, but I don't know if it's going to happen. The Brewers were killed by the Dodgers pitching game 1. They had Walker Buehler, I think it was, who walked in game 1, got 8 strikeouts. Kenley Jansen, arguably one of the most consistent closers in the MLB today. And now, as the Brewers, game 2, win or go home, you got to face Clayton Kershaw, who's always one of the best pitchers in the MLB. Cademan, do the Brewers have a chance?
Yeah, of course they have a chance, man. They're the Brewers, I love my Brewers, but
of course,
Yelich has got to play even better than he did before. And I think that you have to get guys like Arcia, who have been playing pretty well this season. You got to get like Jed Giorco, who I think has some potential. You got to get those guys hitting. But you also just got to clean up the line. You just got to clean up all Mookie Betts, Justin Turner, whoever it is,
Yeah.
And I don't know if it'll happen, but I hope it will happen.
Yeah. Our guy, Lightning Bauer, once again, he also shows up. He says, Ryan Braun out tonight just doesn't help their case. Please, Yelich, do something. Here's my one thing with the Brewers. It's like, Yelich is great, and he's MVP caliber, but you can't rely on him alone. It's like, this is the one sport where you can't get carried by someone. Seahawks have gotten carried by Russell before. LeBron has carried 5 teams on his back before, but baseball, you need your pitching, your hitting, you need the team to do well. So I think tonight it doesn't rely so much on Yelich. It relies on Arcia. It relies on Garcia. It relies on all of them to come in and get hits more so than it even does Yelich. I think it's got to be a team effort tonight.
Yeah. And looking right now, it looks like Brandon Woodruff has not given up a run tonight. So I am or a hit tonight even. And I am
game just started. The Dodgers have only played a half inning.
Please, Brewers. But I hope to save to your Cubs.
Yep, thanks. So hope your Brewers go on. If you could upset the Dodgers, man, that would be the pinnacle, man.
And I mean,
the pinnacle of 2020.
It's weird because right now we have a better chance to lose, but we also have a better chance to win than it would be in a 7-game season, I think. Series.
7-game series. Yeah, that's also probably true.
But
very true.
Anything else? We covered all the games, right?
Yep, that's pretty much everything. Just to recap for you guys, so MLB second round is going to be Yankees versus Rays. That's going to be awesome. And Astros versus Athletics, which will also be interesting. Braves await the winner of Cubs Marlins. And then maybe we see who wins out in Dodgers Brewers and Padres Cardinals tonight. We got a couple more comments before we head out. David J. Hill says, LeBron is OP.
Disagree.
And LeBron plus Anthony Davis is beastly OP. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Especially in today's NBA, the connection that they've had the entire season. They each put up 20 points a game. AD, one of the best rebounders in the league. LeBron, probably the best passer in the league. All of them can throw up 30 points on you. Yeah.
Butler's if Butler just has to carry his team like he did for the Bucks. And
yeah, well, I see that's the thing. I disagree that he carried him through the Bucks, though. That was a team effort.
Had Bam, he had everyone else.
Project Hero was hitting threes.
He was healthy at that point.
Yeah.
He still carried. Well, okay. What's the word? He still led
the team.
He still was the dominating factor in the game.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's say that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Lightning Power, what's OP? Overpowered. So yeah, I guess we'll leave you guys on that note. LeBron and Anthony Davis is beastly overpowered. Unless you got anything else, Cademan, I think that's going to wrap us up.
I think I'm all good, but go Brewers.
All right. Go Brewers, go Cubs. Have a good night, everybody. Go check out our Allied shorts. We just did another one earlier tonight. Everybody have a good night. Hope your team makes it, unless your team is the Cardinals or the Marlins, because I need them both to lose. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see y'all next time on the one and only Allied Rivals podcast. Got to say that every time, just so they remember.
See ya.